Hello everyone, welcome to Sri Ram's IAS. I hope everybody is doing good. Things are fine at your place. Let's start with today's session where we'll talk about MPOCs, Ensuring Integrity in Higher Education, Public Accounts Committee, Hindon River, and Gender Inclusive Viksit Bharat. These two articles are from your means perspective. Rest of the three more prelims oriented. So this will be a topic of discussion. As I move forward, I'll give you the complete picture. You can subscribe to the channel. You can share your feedback in the comment section. When you subscribe, you will get the notification of other sessions. Also, Sri Ram IAS has been serving the nation since 1985. So let others know about it. We are offline and now we are online as well. Also, for if you are going for 2026 attempt, then UPSC foundation course is there for you that Sri Ram IAS has bought, that will help you in making your foundation strong, where you will get all the current affairs, all the thematic lectures with previous year questions, CSAT ki classes, one-to-one mentorship will be there. So do refer, and number is there on the screen, so you can call that and you will get the complete detailing. Now recently, Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament, recently they directed the government to review the existing rules. So they are directing the government ki let us please do review the rules that are there that decide the toll tax on national highways. So in this context, we'll talk about the role of this Public Accounts Committee, who all are the members, what is their functioning, the structure, everything, right? So there are some selected members of the parliament in this committee. It is constituted by Parliament of India, and the purpose of this committee is auditing the revenue and the expenditure of the government of India, right? So here, what is its role? So basically it's a committee, is a group where there are certain selected MPs, selected members of the parliaments, जिनका main job है to check. Auditing मतलब you're auditing, you're checking how a government is spending the money. Is it using the money that is approved by the parliament in the properly and the efficient manner? So auditing the revenue, पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है, पैसा कहाँ जा रहा है. So basically it serves as a check on the government, especially with respect to its expenditure bill. जैसे आप पता नहीं, पर बचपन में तो मम्मी पूछती थी ना कि 10 रुपए दिए थे खर्च करने के लिए, कहाँ खर्चे, एक्सपेंडिचर, अब समोसा खाया या क्या किया, वो बात की बातें हैं. एंड इट्स प्राइमरी फंक्शन इज टू एग्जामिन द ऑडिट रिपोर्ट ऑफ जो CAG की रिपोर्ट आती है, दे ऑडिट दैट ऑल्सो व्हेन इट इज लेड इन द पार्लियामेंट. सो CAG assists the committee, right? Controller and Auditor General. It is an independent authority that prepares the audit report, and if there is, so this committee studies these reports, and if there are any issues, so committee suggests the corrections to improve the financial discipline in the government department. So here the question is, what all is the genesis of this committee? So एक तो oldest parliamentary committee है, 1921 में it was formed during the British rule, and until 1950 this committee was led by finance member, and its work was managed by the finance department. After 1950, the PAC became a fully parliamentary committee under the control of Speaker of the Lok Sabha, right? Its secretariat functions are transferred to the Parliament Secretariat. Who all are the members? Very important. यहाँ से सवाल बन सकता है. So total members maximum 22, 15 from Lok Sabha, up to 7 from Rajya Sabha. They are elected every year, हर साल, by the members of their respective houses. So in the election is through proportional representation by a single transferable vote. Each member serves for 1 year, right? The Speaker of the Lok Sabha appoints the chairperson. Chairperson of the committee is appointed by the Speaker from the Lok Sabha members in the committee. Since 1967-1968, chairperson have always been from the opposition party, so that you ensure unbiased scrutiny of the government spending. A minister, very important point, that a minister is not elected as the member of the committee. If a PSC member becomes a minister, they lose their membership immediately. He ceases to be the member of the committee from that date of appointment. What are the functions? Simple, they check accounts. सरकार का पैसा कहाँ खर्च हो रहा है, as I have mentioned. Check the government spending. Ensure there is proper use of the funds. If the money spent by the government was legally approved for the right purpose or not. The money that is shown in the account have been disbursed, were legally available for, right? They ensure that the money that was spent is only for the purpose it was meant for. The spending is following all the rules. ठीक है? That is the whole sole purpose. Now, before moving ahead, let me tell you, Shriram IS has brought this great initiative where two best faculties, they discuss some of the hot burning issues via podcast series. So you can refer them and write the answers. It will help you out. You can take the important point from the discussion and let others know about it, as in you can let them know. A great initiative. If you like it, why not to share it, right? Apart from it, there are other series sessions available on the platform. Number of other faculties are there. Best of faculties, they guide you, they teach you, so take the best possible advantage. Now, moving to Mpox, basically scientific community is divided on whether Mpox should be given the label of sexually transmitted disease or not. In this regard, we'll talk about Mpox. Mpox is a full form is monkeypox. It was previously known as monkeypox. It is a zoonotic viral illness. It is caused by monkeypox virus. Right? Zoonotic means from animals to humans it can spread. Symptoms, as I have shown you in the picture, skin sores, rashes usually appear on the face, on hands, on feet, or on the other parts of the body also, and it can cause discomfort. First case of Mpox was reported in 1970 in Democratic Republic of Congo. Now there are two main subtypes, clade 1 and clade 2. The two types. Clade 1 found mostly in Central Africa, causes more severe illness as compared to the other one. Clade 2 was mostly found in East Africa and it spread worldwide in 2022. This one. As far as transmission is concerned, it is transmitted to the people by close contact with infected animals or people by touching virus contaminated materials. It enters the body through injuries or wounds in the skin. Mpox can be passed from one person to the another during sexual contact. So that is why the debate is there. Should it be referred to as sexually transmitted disease or not? During pregnancy also this virus may be passed to the fetus. That is also the case. So symptoms appears in the last 2 to 4 weeks. There will be fever, headache, muscle ache, back pain. So they sometimes the symptoms resolve on their own. They don't need for without the need for treatment. वैसे भी there is no specific treatment for this virus infection. As based on your symptoms, you will get the medication to relieve your symptoms. ठीक है. Recently, a huge sludge along with the silt and the leftover puja material was deposited in the Hindon River in Ghaziabad. So very polluted and there is a large scale contamination. That is why Hindon River is in news. It is a monsoon fed river. यमुना की ट्रिब्यूटरी है. सहारनपुर से और डिस्ट्रिक्ट से उत्तर प्रदेश की ओरिजिनेट करती है. शिवालिक हिल से ईस्टर्न इंडस्ट्रियल बेल्ट इट फ्लोज अक्रॉस वेस्टर्न यूपी. तो 400 किलोमीटर के लिए वहाँ बहती है बिफोर यमुना में नोएडा में जाकर ये यमुना को जुड़ जाती है ये नदी. और इसके अंदर काली कृष्णी नदियाँ जो हैं वो इसकी ट्रिब्यूटरीज हैं. तो आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट ने इस नदी के किनारे दे हैव ट्रेस द हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन ऑल्सो. अभी दिस इज नाउ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉल्यूटेड स्ट्रेच इन द गंगा बेसिन. 2015 में सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड फाउंड दैट जिसका पॉल्यूशन लेवल है इट इज़ दैट मच सीवियर कि आप इसको एक डेड रिवर डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं. दैट इज अनफिट इवन फॉर बाथिंग ऑल्सो. ये तो सिनेरियो है. नाउ कमिंग टू द आर्टिकल डीलिंग विद योर मेंस perspective, recent arrest of senior officials, including a vice chancellor and members of National Accreditation and Assessment Council, highlight the deep-seated corruption in the education accreditation system. So what about the concerns are regarding the credibility of these educational institutions, the effectiveness of the past reforms? We need to ensure transparency. So, more than 10 years ago, please do write these points. Now, whatever I'll discuss now, you have to write along with me. Sorted? So, will you write? Chale. So, what the article is saying that more than 10 years ago, steps were taken to make the accreditation process transparent, accountable. There was use of digital technology. Right? Face to face interaction कम होगा, corruption कम होगा. Although these reforms, they worked, system improved, but there are some loopholes, weakness that still exist. And those loopholes allow these unethical practices to continue. Now the question is, what are the challenges in the regulatory system? Make this heading. I'll give you points and you have to write. Okay. Now come up with your points. What do you think? What are the challenges? See, sometimes these regulatory systems, as there are various regulatory systems that oversee education, health and other sectors, they have a lot of control, power, and this power leads to corruption. Because people in charge, they misuse their authority. So UPSC का ethics का paper किस लिए है? To teach you ethics. For example, All India Council for Technical Education. It regulates technical education in India. This body faced corruption issues in the past, and to fix this, AICTE introduced reforms like there was staff restructuring ka process, that can be one of the method. Their reform was regarding e-governance, right? You were replacing staff restructuring, you replace the temporary staff with the permanent one, you rotate them periodically to reduce the chance of corruption. So AICTE is now seen as the more credible and trustworthy one because of these reforms. See, it's not perfect. The fight for corruption is still going on. But the thing is that other regulatory agencies, they can learn from the AICTE's experience to improve their system. Corruption से क्या दिमाग में आता है? Government agency? No. Corruption isn't just an issue in them, in these agencies. Corruption even happens in the private institutions. Corruption कहाँ नहीं है? बताइए. एक लाइन लगी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मान लो वैक्सीनेशन लगवानी थी, एक लाइन लगी, आपका नंबर था 110th, 50th लगा लो, और भी पास ले आया आपको. टाइम किसी के पास नहीं है, जाके देखो, अरे यार बड़ी लंबी लाइन है, किसी से बात करते हैं कि हमारा नंबर पहले लगवा दे. करप्शन तो यहाँ भी आ गया है कि नहीं? सो करप्शन सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि बड़े नंबर्स में होता है, ये भी करप्शन ही तो है. सो करप्शन is also happening in the private institutions, educational institutions. Why? Because they want to rank high in the rankings ताकि और बच्चे आए, फीस आएगी. So government has a very important role in leading these efforts to ensure that systems are transparent. And to make education system more trustworthy, it is very important to keep improving the way we manage things. Are you getting my point? So the real change is not, we have to go beyond just adding more rules and tools. We need to integrate values like integrity in the culture of education. Everyone, not just individuals, everyone must work together. Universities, vice chancellors, regulatory heads, they need to set a good example. सोच रहे? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं with the next article. Budget 25-26 underscores the commitment of the government to inclusive growth. Recently we talked about कल GDKP, knowledge प्रोडक्ट के बारे में. सिर्फ अब GDP ओनली टॉक्स अबाउट दोज नंबर्स ना, सिर्फ मॉनिटरी टर्म्स में देखते हो आप ग्रोथ को. एंड आई टॉक्ड अबाउट इट येस्टरडे ऑल्सो कि ग्रोथ ठीक है, व्हाट अबाउट डेवलपमेंट, इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ. और इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ से यूपीएससी ने बहुत सवाल पूछे हैं. प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर आप मीन्स का उठा के देखें तो प्रीलिम्स जो अभी दे रहे हैं 2025 वाला, उन्हें नहीं उठाना है पेपर. 2026 वालों के लिए अभी यू प्लीज़ फोकस ऑन प्रीलिम्स कम्प्लीटली. सिर्फ सुन लो, बात बन जाएगी, राइट. यू विल रिटेन समथिंग बट डोंट राइट अभी आंसर्स. एंड मेंस के लिए आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, क्योंकि पहला स्टेप प्रीलिम्स है. अब आपका प्रीलिम्स पास आ रहा है 2025 वालों का, तो कम्प्लीटली प्रीलिम्स ओरिएंटेड प्रिपरेशन. As much as test you can give. As many mocks you can take. And for the one who are preparing for 2026, आपके लिए कोई राहत नहीं है. You have to write answers daily. Now, budget 25-26 highlighted that government is focusing on inclusive growth. See, inclusive growth का मतलब क्या है? Taking into account everyone. Inclusive in nature, where you're a growth that takes everyone into account, irrespective of their gender, caste, race, religion, that is benefiting everyone. The growth that is not in the monetary terms also, it is talking about literacy level, it is talking about education, it is talking about standard of living, it is talking about skilling, it is talking about financial literacy. A growth that is giving attention to farmers and poor and youth and women. राइट. सो द बजट का जो ये विजन है ऑफ विकसित भारत, वी हैव टू एरेडिकेट पॉवर्टी, यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड यूनिवर्सल एजुकेशन, यू हैव टू इम्प्रूव स्किल्स इन द वर्क फोर्स. ये सब क्या आ गया? इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ, वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट. यू सी जेंडर इक्विटी इज इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि नहीं? डिस्पैरिटी नहीं होनी चाहिए. I'll give you certain data that you can write also. इस बार government has increased the portion of budget that is allocated to gender related initiatives. Now 8.8%, कितना? 8.8% of the total budget is dedicated to women development. Last year के comparatively बड़ा है. Last year 6.8% था, right? So a total of 4.49 lakh crore is being spread across 49 different ministries. It is showing that gender equality is being considered across the entire government services. Right. Budget also recognizes that more women are joining the workforce. Female labor force participation rate increase हुआ है, बिल्कुल हुआ है. 33% था 2021-22 में. Sorry, I write it here. Just give me a minute. 33% था 2021-22 में. अभी कितना है? 42% हुआ 23-24 में. गुड प्रोग्रेस. हालांकि देयर इज अ लार्ज गैप. वर्कफोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन में मेल 79% है. ये डेटा काम आएगा आपके. ऑल्सो गिग इकोनॉमी. इंडियन वुमेन वर्क इन द गिग इकोनॉमी ऑल्सो, इन द इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर्स, पार्ट टाइम जॉब्स, डिलीवरी सर्विसेज में भी. गिग देखो, gig economy offers flexibility, financial independence, women, but दे फेस चैलेंजेस ऑल्सो, वेजेस कम है, आज कल ही निकाल दिया जॉब इनसिक्योरिटी, कोई मेटर्निटी बेनिफिट नहीं है. सो गवर्नमेंट नीड्स टू प्लान सोशल सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स. And we have initiatives that are providing like collateral free loans also. Budget के अंदर in India women own 20% of the micro, small and medium enterprises, और MSME तो एम्प्लॉय करते हैं कम से कम भी 27 million people को. So government is giving recognizing and giving the support in several ways, like collateral free loans देना, financial literacy programs, right? But all that is required is better implementation of the policies. Policies हैं, बस उसका अच्छे से implementation और करना है. ठीक है जी. So this was the whole session. I hope things are clear. Any doubt you can ask me in the comment section, and the facts that I have given you can directly use in your answer writing as well. We'll meet you in the next one. Till then, take care, good luck, good wishes, happy learning, all the best. Thank you.